Really happy with our win, the win tonight. A lot of different contributions from different players. Obviously, 29 points here from JP and 9 assists, 1 turnover from Rock. Esam had another really good night. I think Torrey continues to grow up, be good around the basket. The last 2 games had 8 rebounds, 9 rebounds. But I think our team's just done a good job of respecting our opponent, respecting the game, understanding what they've got to do in scout to earn wins. Over the last 2 games, in the 80 minutes, we've led for about 78, 79 of the 80 minutes. And I think it just speaks to the readiness of the group, and also understanding that the other team's got good players and going to make a run. And we got up tonight 16, and, Jerron Pierre's, he's a load. He's hard to guard. He's averaging 22 a game on efficient numbers, shooting 41% from 3, 48 from the floor. So he's not going to be a guy that, you just shut out and he scores none. And they've got really good offensive rebounders, so it's a pretty good combo when you got some guys that could make shots, and when they miss them, they can go get it. And I didn't think we got beat up on the glass. We ended up out-rebounding by 1, had pretty decent ball care, and got a good win.
Justin, we were talking to Jalen and Esam on Thursday. They talked about how quickly you were in the gym after last week. What was sort of the focus of those, personal workouts for yourself, getting ready, and how pleased were you to see, 2 really good games this week, from the scoring output for you?
I just felt like I was feeling a team by playing the way I was playing. I know I wasn't playing like myself, so I just had to get in the gym and get back to my spots. I know, I felt like I was just letting the team down. I know that's not me, so I had to get back right.
Was it just a shot execution issue? Was it something mentally that you had to get over? What were you focusing on there?
I'm really not sure what it was, but I know when I'm in the gym, I just feel better.
I think he did a good job of knowing and understanding, he's a great player and a great shooter, and the best of the best go through shooting slumps. There's guys making millions and millions of dollars in the NBA that are great shooters that you're going to have 3, 4, 5 game stretch where it's tough. The other part is, I guess it was Esam the other night was saying he's going to be at the top of the scouting report. So guys are going to hone in on him. And so you got to adjust your game a little bit sometimes, find shots in different ways. And he's done a very good job of that.
And I want to give a big shout out to my team for they never stopped believing in me. So I appreciate them for that.
Nick, really hot start at the start of the game. I think it was 2 7-0 runs, within the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How big is that for sort of letting yourself get set up for the rest of the game when you get out to that big of a lead?
Yeah, I think it's really important that you're not having slow starts, and sometimes the other team may get out to that same kind of lead, but it doesn't need to be self-inflicted wounds. That you're not ready for what you got to get done. You're careless with the basketball. I didn't think either of those things were the case, and we were really just doing the things we talked about the last 2 days that we needed to do to win the game. And you're not going to make every shot. You're going to have times that they went zone. I thought our guys did a nice job being ready for it. We got quality looks. The first couple of times we were knocking in threes, getting a couple layups. We missed a few after about 5 or 6 possessions of it, but the shot quality was there. And so I just thought our guys were good, ready for their press. We didn't have any turnovers versus the press. We didn't have any bad possessions. I thought the worst possession that we had on the offensive end was the last possession of the first half. Outside of that, I thought we were pretty good.
Joe, when you don't get 9 assists without your teammates executing those spots, how fun is it for you, being able to pass to these guys and have them, finish some looks that you set up?
No, it's really fun. Haven't had that fun playing a basketball game in a long time. But I got to give credit to my teammates. I put them in position to score, but at the end of the day, the ball has to go through the hoop. So, they do a great job. Esam gets out of rolls fast. Luz gets out of rolls fast. I got P, Trey, JP, Cam that are knockdown shooters. Torrey slashing to the basket. But, they're making me look good out there.
Tonight, Coach, you had 16 assists, 28 field goals. Thursday night, it was 19 and 30.
Yep.
Is it just kind of the scout for this game, or is it something, an emphasis in practice? What's that like?
Yeah, it's just been things that we drill early in the practice. They're taking over into the games. There were a couple possessions where it looked like what we work on in some of our 5-on-0 drills. Now, that's not a knock on Jacksonville State's defense. It's just We had a couple possessions where we threw it in the post, got a kick out, moved it to the other side. The guy sets a good screen. We one more to the corner. You make a three. I think it was his first three of the game in the corner right in front of their bench. It was just good ball. And when we share, we got a lot of guys that can make plays and make shots. And I think they're all starting to see that, is that it'll get back to you. You share it, it'll get back to you. And some nights when you're on a really good team, it's not going to be your night every night. The last 2 nights, obviously Esam and JP been putting that ball in the bucket. There's going to be nights where a team's going to run guys at him over and over and over, and other guys got to be ready to make plays. But to your point, when your assist rate is like that, it makes you hard to beat.
And J-Rock, to you, 9 assists, you already touched on that. Is 10 kind of a number you've ever envisioned on getting to?
I wish I could have got it for you.
Man, I was points and assists from a double-double. That was my first career.
Something to strive for.
Yeah, it's okay. I know we got 14, 13 games left. I'm pretty sure I'll have many more chances to get that.
Joe, and you sort of touched on this earlier, but I think this year's team quadrupled your win total from last year with tonight's win.
Mm-hmm.
Just from a personal standpoint, from a confidence level, playing in a league as tough as Conference USA is and having the success you're having as a team standpoint, what has this year so far meant to you as far as where you stand sort of in college basketball as a player?
It kind of shows what kind of player I am. I play the game the right way. I'm very unselfish. Last 2 years, I wasn't able to show that in the win column. Now that I'm here, I get to be surrounded by a great group of guys, great staff. But at the end of the day, I just go out there just try to play the game the right way. We're winning, so I'm pretty excited for that.
And talking about his roles, another guy we talked about on Thursday night was Trigger and his ability. He comes in, he's guarding the best scorer in the country just about.
To use that. Trigger.
Isn't that what? Yeah, is that not what y'all call him?
I like that though. You said Trigger?
I thought that's what y'all called him the whole time.
I like
it. We call him TG.
TG, but it sounds like Trigger.
I like that.
Got it now.
I like that.
I use that.
Trademark.
I like that. I like that.
But talk about him, and then another guy too, JB, that we didn't talk about yet. Is he comes in the game and he gets 2 offensive rebounds, he gets a quick foul, defensive. It's just like the game just comes to these guys. And talk about that level of maturity at this level of the season.
Yeah, we actually just talked about that in the locker room after the game. Is that it's important that it's not just the 29 and the 9 assists that helps you win a game. Obviously, you need that. You need it. But the other night it was Trey Green, who's 3 for 3, ends up with 9 points. Here's Torrey Austin again tonight, 11 and 8. That kind of stuff's important. You just can't be a 2 or 3 man show. There's going to be nights where it's your night, and there's going to be nights when it's somebody else's night. And the good thing is we've got a bench, guys. We got some depth, guys that are able to come in and help us win.
JP, next week, WKU comes into town. You're a guy that's been on this team. What this rivalry, what does it mean to this program, and how are you able to kind of portray that to some of these new guys?
It means a lot. Coach spoke on it earlier today. He was like, after the win, he was like, who we got next? So he was like, yeah, we ready for him. But I just want to go 2-0 versus them for sure, because I think since I've been 1-1 every single time, so I want to go 2-0 this time.
And Nick, just 2 home games, 2-0. You got to defend home court in a league, with as much parity as the league has this year. How big was this week for where this team wants to go going forward?
Man, it's winning's hard. Winning is hard, and in this league, it's hard. Everybody's good. There's a lot of parity, but because of how hard it is and how hard it is to win on the road, you don't want to give them up at home. You got to make your place a tough place to win. I believe it's now. Over our last 56 games, we're 47-9. We're 13-1 in our last 14. We've won, whatever enough in here to where this is a tough place to play. And our guys have a lot of pride in winning and holding serve here at home. And so we're looking forward to next weekend having a great crowd.
Trying to bring some more fans in here.
That's right. Tell your friends, come to the game.
Pull up.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.